some of the other side of that. So what happens when things, don't work out according to plan? That's about keeping a positive mindset. That is about resilience. So Richard Branson, think about all the things he's done and have not always come off the way he wanted to, but he's found another way, solutions focused, okay? He lost a contract on one of the big trail, West Coast Main Line, I think it was. So he's always thinking, what is next? So they say success comes in cans, not can'ts. So think about that really, really importantly. Think about, what if scenarios and how can I scenarios. And then one letter and one word, I am. I am going to form them in the morning. Not like, maybe I should do, I want to. I will. I'm going to get onto them in the morning, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this. And it's just non-stop. So that is that, going back to the tenacity again. But if you're thinking about what I said before, work, rest and play, you will be able to fuel yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually and all the rest of it to be able to keep the resilience levels going. That's why the burnout could be potentially damaging. If you're not up to it, you're not 100%, you're getting a knockback. Somebody else gets that contract. If you're not on it, that could dent your confidence for a day, 2 days. Have you got time, to waste 1-2 days? For some people, it might get rid of their confidence altogether for a week longer. We haven't got time to do all this, so we need to be the first people that pumps us out. And then you've got that network, so you can use the network and then think about other ways of maintaining that positivity. I gave a talk last night that I gave kind of 6-7 key things. So one was about making sure you look at the cup, which is half full, not half empty. Give yourself an affirmation. Give yourself an affirmation, whether you believe in them or not. What you put in is what you get out. If we're like computers, they say the human brain is like a computer. If I'm putting negativity in, if I'm putting I can't in, that's what's processing in my brain. I need to be feeding it good things, but I also need to be thinking about my nutrition and all the rest of it. So what is the brain foods that I can supplement myself with? Am I just having chips on the run or have I planned, the way I'm planning my business and my success that way, am I planning what is, going back to the athlete again, think about, they're already thinking what they're having tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, snacks, everything, how many litres of water they're having, every single thing is like one of those F1 cars, yeah? One of them F1 cars, everything down to the last detail. So I'm not saying this is gonna happen overnight, you do it slowly. Lewis Hamilton, he didn't jump in an F1 car, started racing smaller ones and then built himself up. So we've got to think about being kind to ourselves. That's another success strategy, I would say. Yeah, don't beat yourself up. Move on if things haven't worked. Assess why they've not worked, and then see how you can do it better or what have you learned from it. If a deal goes bad, if you've lost money, is it as worse? If it's 1 million you lost, it's better than maybe 10 million that you could have lost. But did you do the checks and everything else that comes with it? If you haven't, and it was, oh no, we don't do that, we just did it on handshake, then maybe next time you might want to think, well, we did it on the handshake, but I've got my advisor. So again, if you're one of those, I do everything by intuition, maybe you should have somebody with you just for that meeting to do all the kind of what they call due diligence. Check out that company's legit. Make sure the person hasn't got any outstanding fines on them and they've not ripped off the last person. Somebody else can do all that. So that's the other one. The other one is give yourself that positive affirmation every morning. If you want to wake up and say, come on, I'm gonna smash it today. I believe in myself. I'm gonna seize the day. Tony Robbins, one of the greatest coaches, one of the most prolific coaches, mindset. He's worked with politicians, Andre Agassi, not a politician, but he's worked with politicians, he's worked with sports people, Andre Agassi and I can't remember who else now. Some very, very successful athletes and captains of industry. Yeah, he's an excellent guy. Google him, Tony Robbins. But think about the way he does things. He absolutely psychs himself up. And the people that attend his sessions and all the rest of it, they get into that mentality about feeding yourself the positive statements, positive lifestyle, positive affirmations. Some people think, well, yeah, if you just tell yourself all the time, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But look at my body language, I'm looking down, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If you was an investor, I'm sitting across from you like that, going, yeah, so I think we could do this in this fiscal year and the financial forecast. Or if I'm saying what we can do is we can definitely guarantee this to happen. The projection, look at my body language is completely different, but it starts from in here and then you've got thoughts, feelings, and then behavior. What I'm thinking then affects my feeling. How I feel then affects my mood and affects my behavior. So if I want to appear confident, I need to change the internal dialogue to think, come on, if I'm doing a presentation, if I'm doing something with a client, I need to get into the zone. And that automatically reflects on how I then look.